I think I'm going to start a Minecraft series with a bit of building. So I think on the beach I could have a small village, and behind me a volcano. I might even be able to fit in a castle. In this video, I think I'm going to build a giant volcano right where that hill is. The only problem was that there was a lot of trees in the way for our building. So, after surveying the landscape a bit, we had to get to work breaking leaves. I thought it might be a good idea to set up a few marks with blocks and use some commands to get rid of it. Next, it was a small, gradual process of breaking the leaves and removing them with commands, and sometimes breaking logs as well, because that's where leaves grow off of on trees. Anyway, the reason I decided to do something different is because I'm not exactly having the best time with animation anymore, so I decided to try out a few different things to maybe find something I like better that I can do instead that's faster and more fun. After laying out a few default shapes for what I wanted of the hill, I decided to start working on clearing out some space to start building the walls. It took a bit of landscaping, but eventually I cleared out the default floor and flew around a bit, trying to figure out the right shapes to work on the walls. While I was doing that, someone else was working on the top of the volcano and smoothing that out and getting the shape right also. It was a slow process of building walls up with stone, and eventually texturing later. And after a bit of building, where it stopped being as useful, I needed to create a bit of lines everywhere to start figuring out the right places to build, and then filling in between them. A bit of the shapes I'm making don't exactly seem natural because I'm just spamming the right click button, but afterwards I was gonna go back and fix all of it. The other person came down, took a look at what I was doing, and decided to help as well. They took a look at it and slowly started helping also. I had a bit of more framework down to keep working, but having two people working on the same thing was really useful. With the walls done, it was then time to work on the center of the volcano and filling it with lava. So I started digging it out, and other people noticed that I needed help, and they started digging it out as well. It took a bunch of time, but eventually we got the first layer roughly dug out, and then I realized that this was going to take forever, so I sort of went to the middle and dug down to the depth I wanted. I then used that same depth in a second place, marked that off, placed a few markers on another place, and then filled it all with air to help dig up the hole. And then after a bit more digging, it was mostly complete. With the hole done, it was then time to fill in the hole with lava. So I got a bucket and started filling up the hole with as much as I could get, keeping it an even one layer because I needed to do a trick later with it to make it seem better. It was almost useless to make it all even, so I'm just gonna have to keep it like that. With that done, I could then work a bit more on evening it out, but after that, I could grab some glass and start texturing. So I started building with orange glass directly above the lava to give it a bit more texture, and I decided it would be a good idea to use a trick where you put one layer of glass and then a second layer and then a third and fourth, so on and so on, leaving only one block gap of air in between. And when all of that was done, it was then time to add on a few bridges, smoke, a way up, and this is the finished product. Enjoy!